So welcome back to the channel, guys. We got Zeke's Nitro Slash. He wants me to take care of it, do some work, do a little bit of performance mods, and some simple upgrades. So we're gonna go ahead and get this cover off and take it from there. Alright, so we got the cover off, and we got some lights here, and the lights at the front, the lights in the back, they all work. You got your nice accessories like your NOS bottles, fans, functional. We got the lights in the bars right here. We got the wiring that goes to it. He's pretty good at all that stuff. We got aluminum toe links, aluminum A-arms, things like that. This bad boy is pretty well decked out. Like we said in the other video, you can check it out. We got some lights there, they turn on as well. Like, everything is functional in this bad boy. But today, we're gonna focus on one thing. Steering bell crank. We're gonna go ahead and get that taken care of with those bad boys. So let's go ahead and get to it, shall we? So to take care of this the simple way, without thinking you need to disassemble the entire front end and kind of get overwhelmed. Step one is take off your tires. So you grab your fancy cheap $7 deal from Amazon and you go ahead and get to it. Let's take these tires off. And step two, you take off your steering rods from here only. Let's do that, both sides. Okay, and the next step, we're going to take out the screws that hold on the bell crank itself. I'm going to have to say something to my little bro here, because we don't roll with our rigs like this when they're not in use. You see that? You see that? Yeah. That's a no bueno, that's a no go. We're going to have to talk to the little man here. Well, he ain't so little, he's like 6'4". But you know what I mean. Be right back. And then 2.5 driver will take off from the steering servo, this linkage, and then these top Phillips screws. After you take off that center Phillips screw and the two bell crank screws. That's what we gotta do. Be right back. But always remember to take a look at your hardware. See, this screw is bigger than the rest. Let's put things back where they were. Save yourself the headache later on. Alright, let's take care of that. Alright, we got to take care of that. And then next, these bad boys. You take everything off you want, but I'm showing you a simple way to get it done. And just like that, we have this bracket taken out so we can expose the last two screws we need to loosen up to be able to lift up this top plate and slide your bell crank out. So let's remove these two. It's the final step. Now we can go ahead and take apart the best part right here. These three to slide out your unit, because it'd be easier to slide that out. Not everything has to be disassembled. These are the last bolts, and if you want, you can loosen up these top bolts like I do, always do, just for a little bit more wiggle room. There it is. Now let's put the other ones. Give me a minute. There it is. That's the one we're going in there. So we put the steering cranks where they belong. This comes with hardware, but he's already got it on there, obviously. The only thing we take out of this package are those little bearings. So let's go ahead and take care of that to get this ready to go back in. What is this? Clean your rig, man. You got clean behind the ears, bro. Take care of this. And just like that, we got the aluminum steering bell crank on. Gonna put the last bearing in, because that's where they go, top and bottom. And out with a plastico, in with aluminio. And then start the process in reverse. Don't be overwhelmed. Enjoy the process. It leads us to knowledge and enjoyment and satisfaction that The rig runs because we make it run. We do what we gotta do. Oh look, it's got lights down here. Wait, what doesn't this have? Ay, mamma mia. Be right back. Okay, so after being Manny's Humble RC maid service, you want to put the steer crank in. So you just separate these two. Okay. And you can go ahead and get everything in place. Go your bearings in. If not, you grab yourself a small little flathead, and you can drop the bearing back in to its position. And here, what you'd want to do is put your Phillips screw right back in there, and the other screws here. Let's do that so we can keep everything. Just don't tighten them all the way down. Just enough so you have some playroom, but everything doesn't separate on you. So let's do that. And just enough so you can still have your wiggle room, so we can put in the front assembly. Tighten up these screws next, and then you can finish tightening up these screws. From there, you tighten up these top deck screws. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Then you want to put on these screws. Let's take care of that. Now that we got that all nice and sturdy, let's put our bumper back on. Remember where your screws went. It looks like we might be done. But of course we'll double check everything prior to. We don't want no surprises when we're running the rig. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Be right back. Don't forget your little bit of NICs, blue, in places like this, because steel into aluminum, it will loosen up. Alright, let's take care of the rest. And just like that, we have aluminum steering bell crank installed. Everything nice and tight, where we're supposed to be. Nice new addition to that plastic one. Next, we're gonna focus on this and what it has to do. So pay attention to the next video. Stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, stay safe out there.